Welcome back to Solihull Radio. Let me tell you about our next guest. She's a star MS warrior. And MS is multiple sclerosis, which is a horrendous condition which affects around 100,000 people in the UK. 5,000 are newly diagnosed every year, and it impacts 1 in 600 of us. This condition is your body's own immune system attacking our nerves by mistake, and it can be catastrophic. Well, please welcome this superstar Emma Hart, who wants to fight back and get to Russia to stop this horrible condition. Please give her a very warm welcome. Hello, Emma. How are you?
Hello. Thank you for having me.
No problem at all. Well, don't be nervous. Okay. Chill out. I want that wonderful smile to perpetuate through this interview because I know you're a little bit worried about it.
Yeah.
Tell us your journey. What's been going on for you?
I've had problems for the past 10 years with my spine. I've had a fusion, so I'm sort of screwed together at the base of my spine. But it was actually 2 years ago that I woke up and my whole left side was numb. So my eye had dropped, my hand was numb, my face, leg. It almost looked like a stroke.
That would have been the first thing I'd have thought, to be honest. Is this a stroke? That's like the sort of FAST thing they look for. What happened next?
Well, I'll be honest, I didn't go to the doctors. I struggled at work for about a week and it was just getting worse and worse, and I was sort of dragging my leg around, and I did think it was something to do with my back, because I've had those back problems. Yeah. So I thought, it must be something to do with my back. But it got so worrying that I did take myself to A&E then, and they kept me in for a week, and the A&E doctor said, it looks like MS. So then he sent me for further investigations.
And what was your first reaction at that point?
Oh, it was scary, because I'll be honest, I didn't really know what it was. I feel ignorant now, but I didn't know what it was. So it was scary. And then I obviously got on Google, which made it worse. Yeah,
Google is the worst thing that you could possibly do. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I looked at Google when I first knew you were coming on. I thought, oh my. And was the support any good from the hospital?
I'll be honest, no.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
I have had problems with the hospital. I don't think I should name names, but I have. I have had problems with them because I did have an MRI, and then the doctor that MRI'd me went off to India and didn't sign off on my MRI, so I didn't actually get the results for 6 months.
No.
And in that time I thought, it must be my back, and I kept working, and then I went for an appointment on my own thinking, it'll be all right, and that's when I was told that it was MS.
Shocking, that's shocking. So has anybody, charities or anything like that, been supportive to you?
Yes, Noel and Dorwich Round Table have actually donated a massive £1,000, which has been brilliant.
That's cool.
I actually get that next week in my GoFund account,
okay.
So that'll be brilliant. And they're also having a beer festival this weekend in Noel, and they've got a tin on the counter for me.
They're so selfless, aren't they, getting drunk for your benefit?
I know. And there's gin, apparently.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's been brilliant. So, yeah.
So how does this affect your day-to-day life? Because you've got a busy job anyway, haven't you?
Well, I'm actually off work sick at the moment because I've been awaiting. I've had test after test and new drugs and things. So I am actually off. So work, my job is there for when I'm ready to go back. Today's a good day, as you can see.
Yeah.
I have terrible days where I can't get out of bed and fatigue and shaking so much that I actually think I'm going to have a fit sometimes.
And is that frightening?
Gosh, it's terrifying.
How does anxiety affect the symptoms? Does it make it worse?
Makes it worse, and stress makes it worse. If you're upset, you start shaking more, and And
has that progressively got worse when you found out about your diagnosis, or has it not really changed at all? I
am getting worse, and I don't know if it's because I know about it, or I'm just progressing and getting worse anyway.
So what is the prognosis then? Are we talking that this is degenerate over time continually, or is it going to be stable? What's going to happen?
It's gonna get worse, and that's why I want to try and hit it hard now. I'm sure there's loads of people out there with MS that perhaps wish they'd had the opportunity to do this. It's working. People are having the stem cell treatment, and it's halting their MS, and they're not getting worse.
That's interesting. So tell me more about this treatment. You want to get to Russia to have some really potentially life-changing treatment, don't you?
Yeah, no, I do. It's your own stem cells, so it's not anybody else's. They sort of harvest your own stem cells and then give you really strong chemotherapy. So I will lose my hair, I will need a wig and things, and then they put when you've had the chemotherapy, they put your own stem cells back in order to reboot your immune system. So hopefully your immune system has forgotten about MS. That's the plan.
So if I'm trying to get this right, and forgive me if I get it wrong totally and kick me under the table, not that you could necessarily read.
No, I've only got little legs.
The body, something happens, you've got a lowered immunity, and what happens is your body starts to attack your own nervous system.
Yes.
And it's your own immune system doing that. So your stem cell treatment would, in simple terms, control-alt-delete your immune system and almost retrain it to not attack your nerve system anymore.
Yes, yeah. It hopefully reboots everything, so my immune system has forgotten the MS and it doesn't attack itself.
So what is why can't you get that in the UK?
You have, at the NHS to support you have to fulfil their criteria. You have to have tried 2 of their drugs and failed them, so you have to have got much worse before they'll even consider the treatment. But the thing is, once you get a disability, often that's it, you're left with it. So you have to be quite disabled before they'll even consider doing it.
So you've got a plan. Russia is the place.
Yeah.
Have you got an idea of when?
As soon as possible would be brilliant, before I get any worse,
And so the treatment is not for free, is it?
No.
There's a big number attached to it. Are you going to tell us?
It's around £50,000 for the treatment in Russia. You can have it here in the UK, but you're looking in London, you're looking about 120,000 if you had it here, hence why you're sort of forced to go abroad. But Russia is the best one to do it.
For the benefit of the radio listeners, my eyes popped out
Yeah.
at that price tag. So we've got a bit of a mission here, because you've got a GoFundMe page, haven't you, to get some help, and a lot of people are swinging behind it from Solid Mums and Dads No Sales. They got in touch with me. I know they're really up for supporting
That's
you on
brilliant.
this one, so thank you guys. What is your page? How do we get on there to try and give you a bit of support?
I've got a Facebook page called Emma's Fight with MS in Russia. If you join that, obviously you can see my GoFund page, and I'll be updating people all the time. Like when I'm there, you'll see me through my journey, chemotherapy, losing my hair, everything. People can follow sort of my journey. And then hopefully it'll give hope to other people as well. If they see me go through it, do well, it can give hope to other people. And then I'm happy to raise and fundraise for you as well.
I think you're a splendid, very brave person and a real inspiration. Thank you very much. So you're not only just looking for people who might pledge some money, we are looking at other possible ways of fundraising, raising awareness. We're just sort of playing with some ideas. What ideas did you just sort of have?
It would be lovely if anyone would donate perhaps a raffle prize, so that I could, even on Facebook or on the local groups, I could sort of organise a raffle, £1 a ticket to win something. Any venues that might sort of, if I've got raffle prizes, any venues that might let me go along and have a tombola, or anything really, any ideas to help me try and get to, get this treatment and get to Russia would be brilliant.
Well, I'm looking forward to the possibility of seeing you in maybe 6 months, 12 months, and for there to have been a transformation, and for this to have been a wonderful success story.
That would be amazing.
Okay. And who's sort of been, what's your support network look like?
I've got my mum, my daughter, who's 19 now, and my boyfriend, Chris. So, yeah, there's just the 3 of us, really.
So we're all rooting for all you guys to have something at the end. What we're going to do is, if we can get that link, when we put this together, we'll chop up the show and we'll have this little special podcast, which is just for you. If we put that link with it, with people here, they can just click on it.
That'd be
and
amazing.
They can do it.
Thank you.
Is that all right?
That would be great. Thank you.
No problem at all. Thank you so much for being an inspiration.
Thank
It's
you
been
for
an
having
absolute
me.
pleasure. Thank you, Emma. That was Emma. She was here talking about her MS journey, being an MS warrior. If you want to help It's really easy. Click on that link with this podcast underneath this show, and you can help her on her journey towards that 50 grand to get her that life-saving treatment in Russia. Thank you very much, Emma, for being a guest on today's show.